and a 3, and a 2, and a 1. We are Squawking Dead. And I'm your host, David Cameo. We're a podcast that pulverizes episodes of The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, TW, The Walking Dead World Beyond. Yeah, and beyond that. So we give you news, we pulverize episodes, etc., etc. And today we have an interview with none other than Jimmy McAfee. Um, as as conducted by our very own Cosmo Mom 09 Rachael Burt, who is in the Instagram chat at the moment. Um, we are so just to give you a little bit of background. Jim McAfee is a former savior turned Alexandrian soldier. He sits down for for a little longer than 5 minutes, but I cut it down because I'm just a wizard. It's a really cool, fun interview, rapid fire questions near the end, but it's a good format that we're trying to actually introduce into the podcast. You know, we're going to try to do a little bit more long form interviews, but this is good so far. We're feeling our way around this, and Rachel is doing some really good work. So say hi to her in the chat. In the meantime, I want to alert you to the fact that many interviews from Scott Gimple lately on the future of The Walking Dead, The Walking Dead, The World Beyond, the movies, all these done by Dalton Ross at Entertainment Weekly. So I wanted to point that out. If you get a chance, check those articles, those interviews out. They're very, it's like multi-part, and it goes into all the things. Second bit of news. I think really I want to start the interviews right away. Um, but I want to let you know that we will be breaking down the teasers and the trailers into season 10B of The Walking Dead. We'll be doing this probably closer to when The Walking Dead airs, probably in like a couple weeks beforehand, which is coming up. So keep your dials on us, and we'll let you know. We'll basically let you know when we record that. I still have a ton of content we're going to push out in the next couple weeks. But on that note, some images dropped sometime between the last podcast that we aired and now. We're talking about images of Virgil and Michonne. We just got today spoiled by ANC, and this is a whole rant that we will definitely go into when we break down the teasers into 10B with none other than Austin Emilio and Christina Evangelista, aka Dwight and Sherry. So apparently we will be seeing Sherry in Fear the Walking Dead season 6. I would advise a word of caution. We don't know what the circumstances of their relationship will be. And we'll talk about that more in that episode. So stay tuned. Anywho, yeah. So last thing, as the episode airs, and the episode's only like about 5 minutes long, you'll notice a little thing on the bottom left of your screen that says, if you support us, just buy us a coffee. So it's in increments of $3, and you could do a one-time thing of $3. It's just like here you go, Squawking Dead, here's some money. Or you can subscribe to us monthly, $3 a month. You get basically offline downloads of the original content that we provide, mostly weekly. Whether it's an interview, you get the full HD copy of that video. You'll have the opportunity when we break down episodes to be in our own recording chat. So we don't record live anymore. We actually pre-record our long form episodes, and we make them available for our coffee subscribers or our coffee donators to join us in the real time chat as we record. So you get to be a part of that as well. So there's a lot of benefits to joining. If you go to ko-fi.com/squawkingdead, everything's explained on that page. The benefits are actually pretty cool. And for only $3 a month, which is probably less than your average cup of coffee. So if you're interested in giving us a coffee during the stream, wait for the next scene when the interview starts, and you'll actually see your name pop up as you donate, as you give us a coffee, as you buy us a coffee. So that will be forever on YouTube and Facebook, as long as we're still on the air. And so yeah, please help us out. We're trying to do more. The more money we get, the more self-sufficient we can be. And then if we can somehow turn a profit, I can quit my job. I don't want to say that too loud. My wife's in the other room. Um, so actually, let's make my wife mad at some point. Let's make her mad. Let's make enough money so that I can get out of my job, and I can do this full time. Because if I can do this full time, watch out, world. I'll get better glasses than this. Okay, without further ado, here is the interview between CosmoMom09 and Jimmy McAfee. See you in a bit.
Hey Jimmy, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little about the scene with Alpha at the border when Carol takes her shot?
It was really cool because that was the first time I got to work on set with Samantha Morton, and I've been a big fan of hers for a couple of years. She does a lot of good work, and watching her in that one scene, it was really intense, especially with Carol. She was really pulling off the shaking vibe, for her being up all those hours, taking those coffee pills. It was a really fun scene to shoot. And it was also easy for me to get in character, especially with how crazy that scene turned out.
What was auditioning like for you?
This is something that kind of bothers me a lot because there's a lot of background extras that will have you believe that we audition to do our roles, and that is far from the truth. We answer emails. They send out castings for extras looking for 18 to 40-year-olds to be in a party scene. And all we had to do was just, send in our name, our age, and height and everything, and then they just pick from a bunch of people, and that's it. So the only time you have to audition is you have some kind of lines, or if they're looking for something specific, like we need somebody who knows how to dance salsa, then you just can't pick just anybody. Somebody has to either show you on tape, but if it's just something where I'm walking by in the background, just walking past camera, then no, there's no audition needed for that.
How would you like to see the Whisperer War come to an end?
Being a fan of the comic books, it kind of ends in a little bit of a whimper. So, I like a big battle, big crescendo between us and Hilltop, Alexandria, the Kingdom. On a personal note, I like to go one-on-one with Beta.
What's a full day of shooting like for you?
I would say on average, a day of shooting for us is between 10 to about 14 hours. I've been on set as long as 18 hours, and I've been on set as short as like 30 minutes.
Who do you think's been the most terrifying villain on this show so far?
Beta. If I was in this apocalypse for real, he's the only person that if I would have seen him would have given me pause, would have terrified me.
What character would you bring back from the dead if you could?
This might be kind of unpopular, considering most people would say somebody like Herschel or Glenn or Abraham. I would like to see Beth come back. Beth was, what is the thing they always say, Talking Dead, the moral compass of the show, but she was like the last moral compass of the show. So I just remember her death hit me harder than pretty much anybody's because it almost made no sense. It was such an unnecessary death, and I remember the show just, to me, felt darker.
Are you currently listening to any podcasts?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of sports podcasts. I'm a sports guy. I mean, I kind of been listening to a little bit of a comedian's podcast, Annie Lederman's. It's very rough around the edges, but I think she's hilarious. And also I had a friend put me onto Whitney Cummings' podcast, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I listen to.
Have you ever heard of Squawking Dead?
I heard about it when I met you at Walker Stalker. So, we talked, we got along, and hey, here I am. here I am. I don't know what just happened.
If you could take one character from any other show and place them on The Walking Dead, who would it be?
Jack Bauer, because he's Jack Bauer.
Gonna come at you with a few rapid fire questions. Off the top of your head, first instinct. Negan or Beta?
Beta, because he's one scary son of a bitch.
Daryl or Aaron?
I like Aaron. Most everybody gonna go Daryl. I like Aaron. If you're in the apocalypse, do you want to be around somebody who just always brooding and running off into the trees with his dog, not hanging around with everybody? I mean, you could trust Daryl, but dude, Aaron is always looking on the bright side, and he got a cool wooden arm. Aaron, come on.
Carol or Alpha?
Carol, she bakes cookies.
Gloves or mittens? I
would put on some gloves and slap any man who's wearing mittens.
Sanctuary or Woodbury?
I'm a former savior. I lived in a sanctuary. Come on, home away from home.
Wow, thanks so much, Jimmy. That was just absolutely amazing. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day and answering a few questions for us.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this. Hope everybody enjoyed listening to me ramble, and I have no idea why my fingers are so long like Arsenio Hall's, but thank you.
Thanks everybody for joining us. I hope you had a great time.